I'm into rock and roll. I want to sell my intellectual property worldwide. I want to be fucking wealthy and famous. I have no problem with that. I'm all American, for fuck's sake. The rat race, white knuckling it month to month, one paycheck away from destitution. How many millions of Americans right now are on the last rung of the socioeconomic ladder, waiting for some accident or financial crisis to just kick them off that last rung? And the state's there ready to harass them and pursue them and disperse them and steal their property and smash their homes and call us homeless. We have never lacked shelters. We have the wherewithal to at least have a tent, if not a shelter vehicle, or a hand-built tiny home. Everything you see here is stuff that we have hauled in on our backs, recovered from the waste stream, bartered, traded. Why is it such a rotten deal to be pushed off of surplus public land onto curbsides where you're blocking the right of way and nobody likes it? America is about being homesteaders, about independence, about self-governance.
Okay.
Turn right onto Cypress Avenue.
Kim, talk right now?
Well, I'm getting ready to head into Oakland.
Are you excited?
No,
Why?
because all you tell me about is how sketchy it is here.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll reach out to you Tuesday, like late morning, and see what just update. But yeah, we'll probably be there a little bit earlier because I think we're just going to be kicking rocks down the road in the Fortuna area. So, all right, man. Have fun at your wedding. All right, man. Okay, bye. That's exactly where it was. So last time I was here, all of this area was, there were homeless, there were tents and just people everywhere. I don't know where they are. We'll find out.
Okay.
So all of that down there was all RVs. There's one there, but that's all cleaned up. So this street used to be all tents and RVs, and they've clearly put, I don't know if they put these trees here just to make it so that people couldn't pitch a tent or camp, park their RVs anymore. But you can see the damage that they did here in this neighborhood. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to move some of this stuff. I don't know if that's a temporary, you can't camp here anymore.
What's down that one too?
Yeah, all of this, it looks to me, I'm guessing Oakland, the city put this all here to make it clear that nobody would be able to actually, like, I think this is the city's way of saying no camping. So this is RV land here.
Yeah, a lot of these look like they're not going anywhere.
All right, we're coming up into the Oakland Commons homeless camp here, I think. All right, well, here's Theo. Hey, Theo. All right, he's saying we should park. All right. Oh, man, look at Theo dressed up for the occasion. Give me a little test. Just talk to me so I can make sure we can hear.
Hello, I'm Theo Cedar-Jones of the Union Commons in West Oakland. How are you doing, everybody? How's the vocal levels? We're here to shout a different truth about, well, we don't call ourselves homeless. That's like the N word. I say urban dispossessed because 95% of us have homes. Even people who are struggling at different levels, they all have shelter here. So what we're standing on here is private land because the city's run us off every piece of public land. And this was called the Oakland Terminal. And we had a local freight train service that went to the ferry before there was a bridge. And we've got the cereal factory on your right, or my right, and the recycling center. And just to give you a sense of the tableau that we're in here, let me just show you Wade Johnson Park real quick. We'll go this way.
All right, we're parking. Somebody's parking here.
So Wade Johnson Park is a golden opportunity for recreation and family positive. Hello, everybody. This is my friend Nick Johnson.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
How you guys doing?
Chilling.
Good.
And so here is a real quick history lesson about West Oakland. You see, this is a public park, but the city has had it chained up for decades. And we literally have not had formal access to our own park here in decades. And that development right over there is called Acorn. And in the early 60s, this was mostly black-owned Victorian homes. And the Oakland Redevelopment Agency, in its very first act, demolished hundreds of thousands of homes, and many thousands of people had to move out in order for them to do their first redevelopment project. And so 7,000 people lost their homes, and less than half of that capacity was rebuilt 7 years later. So the first active Oakland Redevelopment Agency was displace black-owned properties and replace it with properties owned by Oakland Housing Authority that they cannot own. And then they chain this park closed, but we have a vision to expand this into like an all year round Burning Man style summer camp festival.
Right here in a former park.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect space because we've got our whole living residential area, which I'll take you next, that's completely enclosed by a fence. And one of the battles that we fight is to not look like crap and not have trash spilling out all around us without a boundary. And this is the first time in my 4 years of struggling here that we have a completely enclosed property with locking gates at both ends and privacy screening all around. So as we struggle with our resource issues of getting rid of trash and developing infrastructure, people don't have to see our butt crack all day. You know, we have a degree of control over our appearance. But as you see, it is a struggle. So that's...
Let's pause really. Let me...
Yeah, California-wide, from the governor on down to the mayors, there's a singular policy of encampment resolution or encampment management, which is a euphemism for we will smash every community, we will disperse all the people, and now with President Trump's executive order to do some kind of forced institutionalization of how many people in 200,000 people in California? And I always think those figures are low. So is it 500,000 people that they're going to institutionalize? In what facilities? And lethal injection? What are you going to do with all the people? So one of the reasons we don't like the policy is because they keep driving us off of surplus public land. And the nature of the East Bay, we have the largest urban park system in America, right up in those hills. We are rich in land in the East Bay. San Francisco is a confined peninsula, but Oakland sprawls out into the most beautiful wonderland of epic natural parks. And also tons of unoccupied, publicly owned lots and spaces where we only need 5% of the 10,000 acres of surplus public land in Oakland to allow our people to create their own tiny home eco-villages that are self-governing and have water, electricity, trash, and sanitation. And the city has never given us a drop of water. So if you want to know what the war looks like, you just don't give people water. You put safety, theft-proof caps on all the fire hydrants within a 5-block radius of wherever we're living. So the encampment management policy is in full swing. They feel they have license to evict any community at any time, and take us from the land, the soil, and the dirt to the curb, where we look like shit and we're a danger to ourselves and others because we don't want to block the right of way. We want the soil, the people's soil, to do what is already a proven successful model. Tiny home eco-villages that are self-governing and a beautiful way of life that's very attractive if it's not smashed by the state on a regular basis.
So you think that all this stuff, eventually they're going to move this all out and tell them you got to move on, you can't be here?
That's all they do. Whenever you force people to dislocate, it's proven throughout history that the population is dwindling, that it's a way to erode human life. So their policy is to not give us water, to not give us dumpsters, and to only give about 10% of the porta potties that 5,000 people in the city need is a recipe to make us look like shit. So living on the curb is not the answer. Living on the soil in self-governing communities of 2 to 160 is.
Now you guys are over here, you're protected from being evicted because a private,
Yes.
let's go see this.
Yes.
So a person owns this little plot of land and has allowed you guys to live here.
Yes.
And how many people how many people live in your community here?
There's 9 on the inside, and now we have a new satellite here with 4 more
Okay.
people.
Okay.
And I mean, it's really just one big community because one of our main practices is mutual aid. So we started a new nonprofit corporation that we humorously call Homeless Incorporated, because we recognize that there is a multi-billion-dollar grift being pursued with the taxpayer dollars.
How long have you guys been here?
2 years. This is our 2nd anniversary.
2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And
Hey, Tony.
oh,
This is
someone's
my
up
friend
here.
Nick Johnson. Look at, if you don't mind, Tony, just be the gloriousness that you are.
What are you doing up here?
I built a loft over here, pretty strong.
That's you did this?
Zip line going all the way down.
Zip line. You're gonna have a zip line going
It's on
down?
the ground right now, but it goes all the way down.
Okay. So you've got a whole operation going on. You got a lift and a loft.
A lift and a loft. It's the lift loft.
There's a TV, a couple recliners, a little couch, so it's a place to go to get away when you're around here, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta have some place of peace of mind.
Do you feel like you have more peace in your life?
Up here, at least, there's no rats. You can relax, you can see what's going on.
That's right.
Yeah, you can see that. It's nice to get a
Here, take this.
different perspective.
Take this and give.
No.
Then I can hear you better.
All right.
So talk to me. What's going on?
Well, I think it's nice to get a different perspective on life every once in a while. And you need a place to get away. So I built this platform up here. It's nice and strong. It's pretty sturdy. It's up there. It was still the earthquake. It was up there when the earthquake came. That was fun.
Hey, how did it fare in the earthquake?
Man, no problem. It just zoomed by. Sound like an evil voice. It's came up to the earth, but
Yeah.
it zoomed by. You know, it's like it was pretty cool. And so now you got a nice place. We got a couple recliners, a little couch up there, that huge wooden table, and a TV.
How do you get the resources together to do this?
Man, it just comes, man. I just put it out there. Hopefully, it gets here. You know, I can only work with what I got. So,
Right.
but with what we got, man, it's
long
actually
have
a
you
pretty
lived
cool
here?
place to get away, huh?
How long have you lived here?
About a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. You know, so I'm out here actually because I got a son out here. He's only 7, and I don't want him to be growing up without a dad. You know, I'm from Southern California. You know, good family and all that, but you know, I got to be near him. I'm an electrician, even. You know, but I spend all my time and money or whatever just trying to be.
How did you get here? How did you come into this lifestyle?
Man, I had a nice place. I had a couple of nice places or whatever. I had the whole warehouse and everything.
Yeah.
But man, it's going to be $3,000 for a 1-bedroom.
Oh, no.
Man, now I can't afford that and have another bedroom for my son to come
Yeah.
on. So I got to fight this case, and it just drowned me, man. It's like, and they steal everything you got around here, man. I've already lost 2 cars and all that. I'm like, wow, you know what? Before we get too thin, the most important thing here is not me, it's my son.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
So let's just do what we got to do, just be with him.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful, Tony, that you've managed to keep
Yeah.
that relationship
Oh man, it's tough. I got to travel, now by public transportation all the way down to San Mateo. It's a bus, the Caltrain, the BART, and sometimes an Uber just to get this. My ex happens to live at the highest point.
And San Mateo.
Tallest hill in San Mateo.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Do you have a day? So you're an electrician. So you work during the day.
Yeah, most of the time if I can, like right now I've just been taking indie jobs or whatever because this is a union city,
Oh.
So and my pops owned in Southern California. He owned the company kind of thing where we build grocery stores. I'm an electrician by force. They flew me around the country just building those geek squads and back, kind of thing. But
Well, we're hoping to make breakthroughs in our lawsuits that will enable us to get back on the public land permanently and have running water and electricity so you can have a dignified place, a safe place for your kid or anybody's family, and not be evicted, not be threatened by having your resources stripped by the state on a 17-week basis or something.
And then to that point, wow, some of these places I see them stick these homes. I'd rather my kid be right here with me than some of those places. Man, I don't want him to grow up or even see something like that.
See, it's like what?
Like some of those homeless shelters. That
Oh
they say
God,
people love,
they get me started on that.
Are you kidding me?
How you doing?
So
Hello,
even
Don.
if
Ron.
they did offer housing,
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I want that type of housing.
Can I come?
Yeah, come on up.
You should check it out, Nick. It's so cool.
Yeah, come on. You just gotta hop in.
All right. Going up on the lifts. This might be the only lift activated situation in Oakland, maybe even in California.
Yeah, I don't know of any other independent community right now at this scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're taking the lift up.
You just watch your step off and. So it's actually a nice place to get away, come hang out, just watch TV or something. You got a couple chairs, recliners, and just,
You got a TV and everything?
Yeah.
Where's the power source?
I'm just plugged in, just like everybody else too.
Okay, so
The
you
cord.
guys have power.
So I got a
the
splitter
owner
right here.
of the land who's paying for the power.
That's something that happened before I got here, so I'm not really on all the technicals up to that. But that is something I got to look to. Being an electrician, now I don't want
Hello.
to get hurt. So,
For who?
yeah.
John?
Where do you lay down at up here?
If need be, right here, I'll just put these together.
There's Mitchell, there's Bradford, Ophelia. Who?
Mimosa.
I'm not always.
Oh, Mimosa John Marks.
I'll hang
Yes,
out
he's right. You have to go all the way into the back, and he's the last
a nice getaway.
living space on the right.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Got my base right there, so never a dull moment.
Yeah.
That's one thing I
You
noticed
got a
about this
zip line
place.
that you're gonna have going?
Yeah, it's right here on the ground still right now. We put it up, but we took it down to make some changes.
Okay.
But it's.
I wish the zip line was open right now.
I know it, right? We should have had.
Then we have gondola rides, and we can also transport the massive amounts of trash that we're still coping with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the main reason, so that we could hook up the trash to it and just zip it on out.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony.
There you go. Good luck.
Yeah. So now you're entering the different residential areas and the work area.
Action.
Yeah. So you can see we're in a completely enclosed space. There's privacy screening on every wall.
Yeah.
That's a locking front gate, and we have a locking back gate. And we're able to manage egress and entrance of people and keep the terrorists out as much as possible. And
Do the police? Does anybody ever come back here and try to mess with you guys?
not in 2 years.
The city, because they realize this is private land. Like
It's not their jurisdiction. And what we've done is managed to avoid complaints from the neighbors. So we keep good relations with the cereal factory, with the recycling business, and then the residential people, neighborhoods on the other side. And we made a promise to them that we would do our best to keep 14th Street and parts of this park area and then Union free of trash, so that our perimeter looks non-distracting and there's no triggers visually to get us in trouble.
Now the school district building is right behind you. Has that raised concerns among parents that? I know
There's no school
There's no
children
school.
there.
Yeah, it's
administrative.
It is administrative. But
Yeah.
like, did they ever say anything like what's going on in our backyard?
We haven't heard a murmur. The only thing we ever heard was one of our resident members, Ophelia, was walking on the other side, and two of our neighbors came up to her and said, "Are you folks buying the property?" So the first assumption wasn't, "Oh, you're a bunch of human bedbugs that are infesting our neighborhood." You're potential neighbors who are partners in good faith. So we're trying to be good faith neighbors and reverse the script that's been imposed on us. And then, of course, we do have our issues and problems with addiction or mental illness, but that's not the reason why we got into this situation. They want to make it seem like all of us are one kind of person, but there's all different kinds of people. And that's one of the magical things about West Oakland especially, is that we're the first civil rights movement that is not culturally homogeneous. It's every kind of person of race, religion, ethnicity, and socioeconomic background, doctors, lawyers, people who have fallen out of the marketplace housing. Not just because it's overpriced, but because it's antithetical to community. Living in an apartment building or a condominium or a private home has many wonderful charms, like indoor plumbing. But what we discovered at Wood Street is that the ability to have that interaction that you just had with Tony, the kind of casual interactivity in life, is how humans have been living for millions of years in intimate tribal groupings, where day to day you have face-to-face, heart-to-heart accessibility to human beings to survive. Like, I need these men and women here for my survival. And by grace of God, I've come into contact with 300 of my best friends, you know. The rat race, white knuckling it month to month, one paycheck away from destitution. How many millions of Americans right now are on the last rung of the socioeconomic ladder, waiting for some accident or financial crisis to just kick them off that last rung? And the state's there ready to harass them and pursue them and disperse them and steal their property and smash their homes and call us homeless. We have never lacked shelters. We have the wherewithal to at least have a tent, if not a shelter vehicle, or a hand-built tiny home. And we've repurposed these grim pallet shelters, the human refrigerator of the soul, these flammable fire trap. This is what they want to put us in, this shabby stuff, and then they want to charge the taxpayers $3,000 a month. $150,000 a year is what it costs to keep a prisoner in the state of California. And they want to charge something in that region for 5,000 urban dispossessed humans in Oakland. And meanwhile, the billions of taxpayer dollars that are pouring into the state of California from housing and urban development and the taxpayers, it's not reaching the end users. So who's soaking up all that cash? Everything you see here is stuff that we have hauled in on our backs, recovered from the waste stream, bartered, traded, and managed. And here, talk to Bradford.
All right.
This man has done more than anyone to make this place.
Hi. Hi, I'm Nick. I'm doing kind of a documentary here. Can I talk to you?
Sure.
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, take this mic. Okay. Just kind of hold it in your hand.
Okay.
You've been here for a couple years.
Yeah.
What's your next step here?
So we want to first of all cover the property, and put a little bit of infrastructure in that way, just because anything out in the weather, it just kind of stuff gets ruined. And yeah.
So
yeah.
what kind of cover are you guys going to try to put up here?
So we have a few ideas floating around, but basically it's going to be a steel structure with corrugated metal and maybe solar panels and maybe some acrylic plastic.
So this is this is permanent, maybe. I mean, you guys can create. Your goal is to maybe utilize this property, turn it into a community that you can remain in indefinitely.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we've had really good luck with the businesses next door, and basically the format for for success. I feel like it had a lot to do with when we came onto the property, we saw a need, and there was garbage all throughout, and like there's these big water totes that are around the property that you can see, but we filled like 40 of those and trucked them all out, and so the businesses were impressed. I wasn't working all the time, but when they were watching, I was working, you know, and everybody here too. So we got a lot of that garbage out, and brought a lot in, but we're looking to get that taken care of too, and kind of move up to a second level of kind of landscaping and just making the property look really nice and livable, and yeah, we've been taking in people here and there, and everybody's got projects that they're responsible for that contribute to the infrastructure and the community at large. So,
and it looks like he's going to work.
I think he's coming from work.
So most people would assume that you guys are like not working, on drugs, laying around. I mean, you guys are, many of you have jobs. Many of you are very active in trying to do more than just squat. And
absolutely.
I mean, the stereotypical, and there is a lot of that. If you go down the street, you're going to find that.
Yeah.
But this is a different community.
We think so, and you know, I mean, you know, down to the basic amenities, or, you know, kind of, I would say basic human rights.
Okay, so
or
this
whatever.
land is, what is this land?
So technically, it was owned by a rail company that is now defunct, and as far as we've traced it down, the ownership went to BNSF Railroad. So, but there's also a few parcels. So one of the parcels is a railroad property. The other parcel is unclear, and then there's some overlap from the factory lot and the.
Is it possible somebody could come in here and be like, "Hey, you guys are on my property"?
Yes, that is possible, and we're you know, they have come onto this property and cleared people out before, like allowing people to kind of self-govern and really take ownership and responsibility for a place is like the true way to rehabilitate people into, you know, tax-paying citizens and people with jobs who, you know, who take pride in themselves and their place that they live and their community as well.
Times the Bluetooth mics. All right, so you have a grill or like?
Yeah, we just
like, how do you guys? I know that Theo said you guys were maybe gonna have a barbecue tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. We got a little grill right here.
How you doing?
This is Richie Fully prepared.
I got this cable pole dancing with me.
Yeah, you got the
so yeah, we got
zip
a little grill here. And,
okay.
And
right.
yeah, I mean, this was a more intact kitchen, but kind of the elements kind of are at work, you know, and and kind of gets a little bit overrun pretty easily, and yeah, we've been kind of battling that, and you know, West Oakland's favorite critters and whatnot.
Yeah. So are you the further? Are there more down here? People that are back there with their.
Yeah, there are. There's
areas.
a camper, and then this box truck here. We have a little music studio in. And
can I see that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sorry. This is really where the railroad ended.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what are the rules on who gets to come? Like, are you full? I mean, do you have room if somebody were to be like, "Hey man, let me live with you guys"?
I mean, as far as that,
not a lot of room left.
I mean, there's some room, and you know, there's always room for people who are who have the right attitude, basically,
Yeah.
and we're accepting applicants for sure, absolutely, and anybody who's committed to, like, you know, if they have an idea that they wanna see like carried out here, then those are the people that we're talking to, you know, because it's, you know, everybody's looking for a place, you know, and I think that everybody deserves a place, but what we're doing here is something particular, and we invite anybody with an idea or something that they think that they could add to the community to please come and see us.
Man, we really love each other. We really have an incredibly high level of conversation with each other that you never get anywhere else. And we've earned that. We've built that together, and we're going to keep using that experience to find a way forward for independent, self-governing communities on surplus public land administered by the Oakland Humane Commons Land Trust. We're bringing back the commons. That's the answer to so-called homelessness.
Homeless Incorporated.
Homeless Incorporated, which is us playing the game of, bellying up to the corporate welfare state and say, we're the first nonprofit corporation owned by the urban dispossessed.
Demanding a seat at the table.
Demanding a seat at the table. We're making the table. We're making the seats. We're making a new third pillar of civilization.
So you're very much anti-corporate America.
No. What I'm against is the false conflation of private and public.
He's the capitalist. I'm the socialist here.
Yeah.
He's the capitalist, you're the socialist.
I'm into rock and roll. I want to sell my intellectual property worldwide. I want to be fucking wealthy and famous. I have no problem with that. I'm all American, for fuck's sake. But what we've seen is the corporatization of the municipalities, the counties, and the state, as per the Act of 1871, which took Washington, D.C. and took it off the U.S. Constitution and put it onto a corporate charter. And subsequently, every city, every state, and every county is a subcorporation of the Washington, D.C. and United States Incorporated. That's why I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm a Union State national of my birth state, New York. And that's how I present myself to the court of law. I'm standing in my full rights because I know I'm not corporate as a human being. Ophelia! Oh, here, take this.
Thank you, Rantley.
Rantley, that's a perfect name for me.
Can I talk to you down here, right here? It's the lighting is much more subtle and not so hot.
Yeah, for sure. Use that back.
And then, clip that onto your shirt if you could.
Okay. I thought we were going to come down this far, Theo.
Oh, I don't know which way. You want to go any way you go. We'll follow you.
Where do you want to go?
Is that the garden area they're cleaned right there? No, or no? Hey, Matt.
Are we okay? Are we okay right here?
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So talk to me. How long have you been here? What's your plan? What's your vision? What's your situation?
I'm Ophelia. This is Bradford. He's my partner. We have been here for like 2 years.
2 years. We discovered it together.
Yeah, it used to be a big wooded road that had a railroad track on it, which is called an easement, right?
Yeah.
And it was like a defunct road. People usually used it to get away from the cops. So I think that they're actually kind of grateful we closed it down.
They are.
Because the high speeds used to come through here. Anyways, and my plan, my ultimate goal in life is to have a polyamorous commune and a cat rescue, which we've already kind of started. We've already totally started, because we have like 12 cats here that we rescued. And a polyamorous commune is my ultimate dream goal. So eventually we can transform this thing into that. That would be cool. Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been here?
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years. Yeah. What's your long-term plan? Are you you want to be here, turn this into your permanent, or is this a stepping stone to get to?
I figure this will be eventually turned into one of our centers. You know how what's his name, that Indian dude that I really liked, my parents listened to? Deepak Chopra has multiple different centers around the world, so I figure this will be one of them, and it's going to be like a utopia. Every single polyamorous commune that I have will teach people how love is going to save the world and monogamy is killing it, and so this will be one of the centers, and there will be many more.
Where are you from originally?
Vermont, and he's from New Hampshire.
Okay, how did you end up in Oakland?
I went to San Francisco to live with my best friend, and I was actually dating Paul Pelosi Jr. for a while when I first moved there. Isn't that crazy? Nancy Pelosi's son. Yep, and then I met him a little while later, and we found a bunch of money one time, and then we bought that tour bus down there and moved here. Yeah, well, we moved here because we had a store underneath West Coast Leather, and it had a bunch of, we made a bunch of handmade, like BDSM fetish leatherware, it was in the bottom of West Coast Leather, but right next to Dragon's Gate, which is in Sutter Grant. And then COVID happened, and all of our inventory got taken by this moving company, and they scattered it on Wood Street, and so we went to go look for it, and that's how we ended up moving there.
So day to day, what do you do keep yourself motivated and moving forward and staying busy and all that stuff?
Well, we both make leatherware, and that's a good thing to do for a hobby. And you should talk for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of cats right now that we've been kind of raising up, so that takes a little bit of time. We've got some donations for food and stuff, but we're accepting more.
And webcamming is a good way to make money.
Yes.
You what now?
Webcamming.
Webcamming.
Yeah.
What's their site?
Like there's Chatterbait, there's OnlyFans, there's ExtraLunchMoney.com. They're pretty much like sites where people who are really rich CEOs want a sexual pet to do. There's a scene that they want acted out, and they'll give you a certain amount of money, and it's pretty fun, creative work to do.
How could people find you? What sites or what names or what like handles? I don't know.
Depending on who my watches, I maybe don't want to put it out there. I kind of block like places where my parents are, places where.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I was gonna give you a chance to plug yourself if you wanted to.
let me think about plugging it, and then I can come back to you on that. I gotta think about my 16-year-old daughter and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mom, you did what? Was it me? That was a clone. Yeah. But thank you for giving us the time to talk.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go back and find Theo again. This is our living situation here. It's a work in progress. There's about 9 people back here in this little area. Theo.
Yes.
You want to give me a little tour?
Yeah.
You're trying to record mode or like pairing mode, and then sometimes it takes freaking 20 minutes to get the freaking thing back. So try not to like touch anything. It sucks.
Okay.
All right.
So this is my van and domicile. Oh, this is Mimosa John Marks.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
One of our finest informal litigators and legal minds and all-around mastermind.
All right. Where are you going off to?
Right here to you. Yes.
Oh.
I just woke up and was wearing the suit from yesterday, so I changed real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
So why don't we sit in the gallery and you can learn about what Mimosa's been doing. Come back here, guys.
All right. Here, I'll follow you. Got a suit on here. This is the... Theo, is this your spot here?
Yeah, this is my...
This is your abode?
We call it a salon.
Okay.
And in the last 4 years, when I was at Wood Street Commons, I helped build this kind of infrastructure with a 4-way stretch fabric above you.
I think I remember that from the last time. Was that... Would I have seen that when I was there?
Yes,
Okay.
you would have seen that in 2021.
Yep.
Because we were not evicted until 2023.
Did you come right here from that?
No, we were in another place at 9th and Pine Street for a number of months after the terrible crushing of Wood Street Commons. And that's the first time I was forced off of the soil onto the curb. Mm-hmm. And I got a taste of why is it such a rotten deal to be pushed off of surplus public land onto curbsides where you're blocking the right of way and nobody likes it. So this is the ideal situation for me. I don't have any plans to go back to the standard housing marketplace because I tried for 30 years to develop community in that context. But architecturally, everybody's got a fence around their own yard. Metaphorically and literally, you can't have the kind of human experience of mutual aid, day-to-day, face-to-face, heart-to-heart connection that enables people to survive. And I believe is the real answer to mental illness and drug addiction is community and security and stability, not dependence on the government for crappy services that are like built to self-destruct or something. They're not permanent, they're not sustainable. But community is the ancient way that humans have survived for millions of years. So we're regressing back to hunter-gatherer, you could say.
Yeah, my situation is I've recently refused housing a couple times because I refused to be party to these nonprofits defrauding the public and abusing the clients, and the abuse here is rampant. Like I've been documenting HCEB's atrocities for 5 years now.
What's that?
The Housing Consortium of the East Bay, they're the largest contractor with the city, and literally 100% of the housing alternatives the city's offering is through them right now. But yeah, them specifically, while recording that, it kind of branched off into other.
But what are they doing wrong? Why are they corrupt, or what are the nonprofits doing wrong?
They're embezzling the money. They're defrauding the public. You know, they're stealing. They're physically and emotionally abusing the clients. I've got videos of women talking about getting raped in there by staff.
Yes.
Any problem is solvable if you sit down and talk it out, but that's assuming that the nonprofits are actually nonprofits. Right? These are for-profit entities masquerading as nonprofits. Half of them are developers also, but they've been selling vouchers. I've got pretty much my best friend right now has 2 daughters working for HCEB. One of them sells the vouchers, and the other one's the accountant covering it up. And I've told the mayor, the current mayor, to her face. I worked for her campaign in full transparency.
Barbara Lee.
Yeah. I've told 2 of the sitting city council members. I've told the Commission on Homelessness straight to their face on television about this. So like
it's well known. They know about the problem.
They know about the problem.
They're just not going to ever.
They just don't do anything, and it's understandable that you don't want to lose the little bit of help that you get from nonprofits, right? That are
the crumbs.
The crumbs, but. The amount of money that has been spent here, just since 2019, if you divide it down, is over $140,000 for every man, woman, and child, whether or not they receive services, that is homeless, according to their own figures, right? So, less than 10% of people actually receive services. So add a 0 to that, and you've got 1.4 million per person that receives services, and less than 20% of them stay housed. No, they have created a system now where we are the product that they are selling instead of the client. I call it the homeless industrial complex.
Yeah.
Right? It's now 1 in 3 jobs in the city of Oakland is directly or indirectly related to homeless services. So they can't. That's according to the SF Chronicle, right? So if a third of the city is now employed because of the homeless, they have to keep a homeless population to keep that third of the citizenry from becoming homeless.
Don't kill the golden goose.
Yep, and if you listen to the UN, like their figures are way higher. Their figures are saying there's 20,000 because they wouldn't count Theo as unhoused during the point in time count because he lives in a van, right?
Yep.
I mean, Gavin Newsom, I worked for his last 3 campaigns, and then he just took a 180 as soon as he needed to moderate to run for president.
Tell me more about that. What did you do for his campaign?
So I, knocked on doors.
Lobbied on his behalf?
Yeah, just, hey, are you going to support Gavin?
Newsom's new thing is he wants to just make public camping illegal, institutionalized. I think he wants to run for president, so he's trying to clean the place up so he can say he did this. Do you agree with that?
That's a good characterization. He's totally moderating because you need to run for president. You need the sliver of votes you're going to get from Georgia, and they have demonized and criminalized homelessness enough in the rest of the country to the point where that's what you got to do to run for president. I have 30 causes of action right now in this lawsuit I'm filing against the city. Hopefully this week, the basis of it is the main point is that they're destroying our stuff with no due process.
That's it.
I mean, like ripping out homeless camps and sending people off and
taking your EBT card, your family photo album, your clothing, your medicine, everything you need for life support.
Yeah, I'm epileptic, and I've ended up in the emergency room at UCSF several times because they don't discriminate. They just show up with a modified bulldozer wrapped in barbed wire. They killed somebody like that. They accidentally ran them over without checking first and killed somebody with this bulldozer. But they just run your shit over, pick it up, put it right into the back of the waste management truck, and then charge the public for storage that is non-existent.
Is not happening.
Even by their own numbers,
Yeah.
like they've stored less than 1/10% of anything, and there's no actual way to get your stuff back. Scandinavia had almost triple the per capita rate of homelessness that we had, and they solved it in 2 years. You know how they did that? They built houses. We're homeless. You build a house,
No.
the crisis is over.
Respectfully, I don't agree with the Scandinavian model, and that's not America's way. America is about being homesteaders, about independence, about self-governance. So I've created a land trust called the Oakland Humane Commons Land Trust. And we're going to take 5% of the 10,000 acres of surplus public land, and instead of transferring that to the private side, we keep it in the public, but we use co-stewardship agreements amongst the stakeholders so that if you're in good standing with the trust, you can get a tiny home on wheels pulled by an electric cargo trike that you will never have to give up as long as you are a responsible steward. You don't own it, it's part of the trust. And we don't transfer the land into the private, we keep it public, but the trust is managing co-stewardship contracts with the city, the county, and the state, so that we have permanence, stability, and security on that 5% of surplus public land. And then we build our tiny home eco-villages, where we have home biogas fermentation of human poop, where we take responsibility for the sanitation cycle and use that to regenerate living soil. So we grow our food locally, and we have food forests in the city and local food security. And people can do like what I've done here. I've had the space and time to make my paintings, for example. We give people the space and the opportunity to pursue their passion. And that's their value add to society. When people have stability and security, they do what they love, and they contribute to society from that love space. And love is what I experience with the people here. So the tiny home eco-village model with tiny homes on wheels pulled by light electric vehicles takes us out of the whole thing of license, insurance, registration, these burdensome costs of living. We have solved that already. We know how to make a model that is affordable, that has minimum reliance on taxpayer dollars, and that stimulates self-responsibility, self-governance, and what world economist Raghuram Rajan calls the third pillar of civilization. We cannot rely on the state and the marketplace for a humane solution. We are the third pillar, which is local community control of local resources, including land.
How can you ask homeless people to rejoin society when you don't treat them as if they're
stakeholders
worthy of being in society or even members of that society?
But you guys are there's different, I would say,
it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, everybody deserves a basic human dignity and respect.
And everybody has more to offer in terms of their productivity, in terms of their communal interactivity, in terms of their value add to society. We at Wood Street Commons and the Cobb on Wood Village proved that. And there's evidence all over the internet. If you search those two phrases, Wood Street Commons and Cobb on Wood Village, it's an inexhaustible supply of inspiration. And your video that has 17 million views, Nick, if you read the comment section, that's the first time in history that the public had anything positive and inspirational to say about the human bed bugs.
I don't know it by heart. Can I send you a clip of myself doing it? Saying it? Because I don't know it by heart. I want to
CL's got my number.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Now we're getting the lighter filled.
Yeah.
All right.
Know that this is the less.
All right, we're gonna go down. Talk to.
It'd be better actually if we didn't film this section.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we were struggling here on this side.
Yeah.
But I can also point out this is our music studio.
That's the music studio. Is anybody playing right now?
Mitchell is in there, I believe. See if I can get him to play some drums. Mitchell. Nick Johnson's here. We're not going to come in, but if you want to play some drums, it would be cool. Not ready for prime time, but I just want to let you know. But if you play some drums, we can at least hear it. If you play drums, then we can hear it.
All right, there, Mitchell.
Mitchell, yes.
Here, take this.
Okay.
What, Mitchell? There's your music studio. Mitchell's gonna play some drums.
I hope so. And I'm basically a rock musician in the band Swaybone. Everybody go check out Swaybone Rocks at YouTube. And Mitchell is from Huntington Beach, and he's played in rock bands in Southern California his whole life. And we, because of the beautiful self-governed situation, we have the space to make our production facilities. A music studio with recording capability, a live drum set, a PA, guitar amps, guitars, and
I can't see it really quick. That sounds like I'm just a quick little. I won't impose too much, but like if I could at least see your music studio, that's.
He's
Mitchell,
so curious,
right
Mitchell. Sorry, we have to take a look.
Just really quick.
Yeah, come on in,
right.
Nick.
All right.
You want to be on the cutting edge? This is it.
Look at this. What's up, man?
It's a mess right now. It's hot too.
Yeah. All right. So you got your whole stuff set up here.
Oh, I see. He's got his cymbals here. You want these, Mitchell?
Yeah, I need those.
Yeah.
That's a cymbal crash right there.
That's a cymbal crash. That's exactly right.
Weigh a ton.
Oh, where's the fucking ton? Oh. Whew. Yeah, you got to hear him play. It's really cool.
Mitchell, how long have you been living in here?
Oh, since they closed, they shut down Wood Street.
Okay.
The Wood Street Community Cabin.
You were at Wood Street. Okay.
The cabins I was at, the cabin for 2 years. I kept the A side, the B side clean the whole time.
So we've had a couple of rehearsals in here.
I've got a place over on 18th Street, Clemens Street here.
Theo, would you be able? Is your mic on you?
No.
Did it fall off?
Yeah,
It might have fallen off down on the ground when you.
What are you looking for?
A little lavalier mic that.
Maybe when you were doing the cymbal thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back and get a flashlight.
All right, found it. All right, we're just about wrapping it up right here. I think we got the mic back, and these folks are doing their thing out here. Very alternative. Oh, he's playing the drums inside. Very alternative lifestyle, and they have a vision. There's Theo, the leader. You won't find many communities like this in Oakland. Or if it was up to these guys, this would be the future of living alternative in an unsheltered situation against all odds. Fuck the man. This is the way we want to do things. Leave us alone. Let us do our thing in peace. 14th and Poplar Commons. And that's a wrap.
Oakland and the East Bay and the Bay Area in general is at the epicenter of cultural innovation. If we can't figure out the humane answers to this crisis here, where else is it going to happen?
There we go. Thank you.
Sure.
And that's a wrap.